Hey YouTube, RP here, welcome to my channel. Want to know how to print in flexible TPU filament? I'm about to show you, stick around. Printing in TPU, it can be extremely easy, not that difficult. We'll get into the types of filament that you can use, but when you go out and research how to print TPU, you can get scared because there's a lot of information out there and it can be a bit overwhelming. For me, it just came down to four simple things. And we'll get into those four simple things and what they are. But when you execute on those four principles and rules, your prints are going to come out amazing. And it really is not that difficult. So don't be afraid of printing in flexible filaments like flexible PLA and TPU. I decided to go with Overture TPU. I just liked it. It had good ratings, but you know, filament out there is pretty consistent. It's hard to find. Well, I shouldn't say hard. You probably can find some garbage filament that's not that hard. But Overture seems to produce a very good quality product. So Overture TPU. What you want to look for in TPU is you want to make sure you get the right structural TPU. What I mean by that, and this is trick number one, is there is a measurement of TPU in terms of its flexibility, and it's called shore hardness. Shore hardness is a scale that simply tells you how soft or how hard the TPU material is. The TPU that I recommend printing in falls on that shore hardness scale of 95A. 95A is still very pliable. You can see that this bends really well. It's very soft. It's very stretchy, but it does have some stability and structure to it. The reason you want that is it will play extremely nicely in your direct drive system. So that's tip number two. Get a direct drive or have a printer with a direct drive on it. So direct drive. Let me show you what that means and what that looks like. Here you can see on my Elegoo Neptune 3 Max, this is a direct drive system. The filament goes right from the spool into the drive. And that is a clear path without a Bowden tube where the filament can just freely enter into the hot end and extrude. If you come over here to my Creality CR10S, this is not a direct drive printer. So here you can see the Bowden tube, and it's being fed by the extruder, which is definitely not part of the hot end. And the filament, because it's so flexible, even the 95A more rigid filament, it will get bound up inside of this Bowden tube, and it is notorious for getting stuck right here where the filament gets fed by this extruder into the Bowden tube. Assuming you get through all of that, which you probably won't, you would then start printing. But direct drives are the way to go. You've got to have direct access to your hot end where there's no extruder. So we've gone over the first two tips. 95A filament, use a direct drive printer. The third tip, frog tape or painter's tape. You have to be careful with some of the magnetic beds on printers. The magnetic bed that comes with the Elegoo Neptune 3 Max has a texture to it. That texture allows for materials like PLA to stick, so you have good adhesion. With TPU, however, TPU will stick so well that it is going to be extremely difficult to get that TPU off of your print bed. So simply lay down frog tape on your print bed. It's not going to hurt it. It'll stick really well, and the TPU will print on top of the frog tape. The fourth trick comes down to settings. And I'm not talking about complex settings. I'm talking about a few settings that you can go into your slicer and adjust in order to get the right performance for your TPU so your prints come out perfect every single time. Let's go take a look at those. So the fourth trick, settings in your slicer. Let's make this real simple. It's all about your temperature, your speed, your first layer and what that build plate adhesion should look like, and your retraction settings. So let's talk about temperature. For the filament that I am using, and for most filament that is TPU, it's recommended to print within that 215 to 230 range. I found that just going right to 230 degrees on the hot end worked perfectly, and 60 degrees on the build plate. Remember, you have frog tape that is on the build plate. Putting your build plate at 60 degrees is just fine, and the filament will stick really nicely to that frog tape, and the extrusion, because of the hot end, will come out nice and smooth. So let's go to speed. This one is critical. If you come into your slicer and you go to print speed and say, I'd like to print at 40 millimeters per second, you will notice that the other sections of that speed, whether it's infill, wall, top or bottom, initial layer, they change. You'll see that your infill speed is at 55, your wall speed's at 20, your outer wall speed's at 20, etc. Your overall average print speed might be 40, but you're not getting a consistent speed across the board. Why is this important? Anytime you change the speed with TPU filament inside of your direct drive, it will start to get clogged. It will start to get caught. It will start to bind. How do you fix that? Simply force everything to a consistent speed across the board. Right here, 20 millimeters per second seems to be a really, really effective print speed for TPU. How do I know that the print speed is going to be consistent through the entire print? Slice your model, come over to preview, and in this drop down box, which I just selected right here, you will have the option to choose speed. Here you will see all of the different processes that the print will go through. You want to ensure that across the board you have a consistent speed, 20 to 20. If I were to change, let's just say, infill speed to 40 and left everything else at 20. If I reslice this model, you can now see that my max speed is 40 and my minimum speed is 20. If you want to know where that maximum speed comes from, you simply select or deselect those options and it will show you infill is set to 40. So this helps you understand how to get everything consistent across the board, from infill to walls, everything. So I come back here and select everything. I can see that I have a consistent infill speed. So as far as the build plate adhesion, you do not want to do a raft. A raft What I mean by raft is, I'll just slice this and show you. A raft is something that prints under your model that the model sticks to. Remember, our raft is the frog tape. So we don't have to do a raft. If you want to do a skirt, which I'll show you what a skirt is, a skirt simply is a prime line. Let me get this out of the way. And you can see that prime line right on the outside of the model, right here, that thin yellow line. That prime line is just going to allow you to look at how the TPU is coming out, and if it's nice and flat, and if it's sticking to your frog tape. So really, you do not have to have any type of build plate adhesion in your model. It will stick to the frog tape nicely. So the other thing that you want to look at is any retraction setting. If you have retraction enabled, turn it off. Retraction simply means that the drive will pull the TPU filament back inside so that it doesn't end up leaking as the hot end is traveling from one side of the model to the next. So that may cause some stringing. And a way to prevent some of the stringing is with an option called combing. And let's just see here. Go back into my settings and come down here to combing mode. And if you change that to all, that means that your combing mode is going to essentially keep the nozzle in places where it is traveling along the printed areas, and it's not going from one side of the model all the way to the other side of the model to start printing again. That helps reduce the possibility of stringing. You may get some stringing depending on the shape of your model, but for my model, this worked really nice when I had combing enabled and retraction disabled. So again, this little tire, it took 9 hours to print, but it was going really slow and it came out extremely smooth. So there you have it. 4 simple tips. 95A filament, direct drive printer, frog tape, a few minor settings on your printer. Also, keep your filament, your TPU filament, wrapped. It will absorb moisture from the air very quickly, which creates bubbling and more stringing. But if you simply use a straw to ziplock the bag and then put the straw in to suck out the rest of the air, you'll have a nice airtight enclosed filament case for your TPU. So that's it. Hope you found this helpful and that these tips and tricks are going to work for you. Drop any comments down below. If you've got any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Like and subscribe, and thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.